This morning I'm at a Toyota dealer, so here to pick up my license plate. Some of you guys, huh? Getting license plate? A little backstory: about a month ago when I was up here, my wife's cousin Tom and his wife took me up to Chiang Rai to look at the neighborhood and look at the area to move in and everything else. They take me around everywhere, and not just him, but when I got to the Thailand, a lot of places that I went to, I end up have to wait on people to take me because I'm not mobile and I don't know. I'm grateful for them for taking me around, showing me and everything else, but it's like it's very inconvenient on them and it's hard. So I was like, you know what, maybe I should be mobile. So I started doing my research on getting a car and everything else, and so that I could be mobile. Just don't know much about maintenance and maintaining in the state. I take all my car to the dealership and get it all done. My good friend Clayton, he would help me out, you know what I mean? And a couple other friends, my friend Lee and stuff, that helped me out with car things because I don't know much about it. So with that being said, I looked at all the car here and I'm like, and then there's a flood a couple of years ago. So as I read the article, as I do my research, a lot of people is like, yeah, buying secondhand, you gotta be careful because you don't know what you get into, what kind of accident, what type of damage, what type of repair they done. So there's no history. So, and plus at the time, I wanted a Hilux, a Toyota, something that's dependable, right? A name that's dependable and reliable. So I went and looked around, and looked at secondhand and did all my research and couldn't find any because they all sold out. And, there might be some, but it's really high miles and I can't trust it. And they're all in Bangkok. This car sales lady, she was walking by, so I asked us like, hey, I'm really interested in looking at some cars, and I'm looking to purchase a car. And so she sat me down and kind of explained the whole process and, helped me out. And then, we looked at it and all the Toyota Hilux are all, the new one are all sold out. They don't have a lot. And so, everything takes a couple months, especially the one I want, it takes a couple months to get here. But she said there's one that's coming in, it's an overland, and there's it's not a 4x4, but it's one that is pretty decent. It's a little cheaper too, so save me some money. So she's like, yeah, well, there's one coming next week. You put $100, 100 baht down payment on it, or to hold it, then which is like 100 baht. It's like $3-4. You know what I mean, to hold a car, and then when they get here, they won't. I already claim it, so no one else could claim it. So I did that, and a week later, I ended up getting a car. Of course. No, but with that being said, I bought the car, with the intention of, this lasting me for the next 15 years. Because, again, since I've been here, I haven't had any income or anything. And, I lost my job since last August. So, we have to kind of watch what we're doing. And it's like, watch how I spend my money because budgets are really tight, right? And I'm buying this for the long haul, hoping that it lasts me a long time. And, after talking to my wife, and she's thinking this is a better decision buying new so that we don't keep fixing it. I'm gonna take you guys outside and show you a little bit around inside the buildings and stuff of this dealer. It's a really nice dealer. So the Toyota right here, and it's right off the main highway. This is the main highway to come off it, and then the Central Mall literally is right on the other side of that. So one of the biggest mall in Chiang Rai. So finally get my plate. It takes about a month to get the license plate. So they usually give you a red plate, right? So what that red plate does is that kind of cover you so that you could drive your car around. It's an actual red license plate. They call it Pai Dang in Thai, and basically that gives you permission to kind of like drive around, in the city around, but you can only leave from morning to night, right? From dusk to dawn only. And if you leave at night, you might be able to get pulled. They might pull you over and give you a ticket. And they give you a little booklet if you travel out of town that you have to document where you're going, so in case you get pulled over, you can show them that, hey, I planned this trip and this is where I'm going, right? Now, let me show you what they got going on around here. So this is, like I said, the biggest one. So they have a movie theater here.
No, we won't. Wake up, Jack. We won't.
They have a movie theater here, so in case you need call for service, they actually, you come in here and just sit down, watch a movie. They got that room, and then they got this other room where they have your drink, snack, coffees, cookies. I guess they have kanji too, so there's people sitting there, so I don't want to go record it, but that's what they got going on in there. And then, as you can go in the showroom, there's different cars, so show you a few of the cars they got. They got the little Land Cruiser. And the cost is 1,269,000 baht, which is come up to about 30-some thousand, I want to say, almost 40. I can't do math right now off the top. Now here's the Hilux. There's a newer one, 2.8. So let me see how much the Hilux cost. This will be $1,990,000, so about a little bit over 30K. So Hilux are like, I guess in America would be the equivalent of a Tacoma. I like this classic though. This is really cool. 1972 Hilux. Oh, look at the inside of that. And it's a manual. With all the trucks here, they use diesel instead of the regular gasoline that we have. That's a classic Corolla. That's pretty nice. See, here's more Hilux, a 2-door. Again, everything here is diesel, right? Pre-runner, so this a little bit lower, so this should be under $1 million on this. Yeah, it's under $1 million, so 949,000 baht, so which is about close to 30,000, a little bit under 30,000. Finally got my plate, so now I'm legit with a real plate. So and she's helping me doing everything. Definitely. Seal, so come here. If you guys come to Toyota, come look Seal up. Ask them, say I want to put Seal, and she would definitely help you guys out. Alright. Been a couple of days since I filmed that video at the dealership, but I forgot to show you guys outside, so I figured I'd take you guys out here and show you kind of, you know, what the actual, do a walk around tour of this truck and let you guys see on my buddy. I call him my buddy, my traveling buddy. So here's a side view of my buddy Gus, my travel companion. Gus is short for Guzzler. My wife and I had and my son Josiah, we had been talking, trying to figure out a name for our buddy. Gus is a thirsty boy, and this is a big truck. I mean, it's a pretty tall truck. He's a little dirty. I've been washing him, but man, it's so dusty out here that I could wash it, and it's a rainy season, so as soon as I wash it, next day it gets like this. So Gus like to play in the mud. So here's and give you the front view. One thing I really enjoy about this truck is there's a lot, the safety features really nice. There's a lot of sensors, good camera system where, you know, you can see here's a camera up front here. Here's sensors right there, and yeah, so there's a lot. And when you hit the backup, when you go back up, it gives you not just the backup camera, but like the whole overview of the truck, so you can see all the way around the whole truck. If you come to any corner, the sensors would beep it. Let me give you a view of you probably see it from the inside before, but very spacious and roomy. You know, and that's a camera that they gave me, so I really enjoy this truck. It's been taking me to quite a few places so far already, and it's been keeping me safe. Again, one of the reasons why I get something big and taller and not a small sedan is because, you know, because of the powder truck, right? And over here in Thailand, it rains a lot. Like, it rains, and when it rains, there's a lot of water. You get something lower, you know, you're gonna be doing a lot more hydroplaning on while you're traveling. But even this, you know, I come to a couple of hairy situations, you know, where there's so much water and stuff, but it kept me safe so far. And then another thing is that if any of you plan to go up to the mountain, that's another thing that you gotta look at, is that a lot of the sedan especially the smaller cars, the engine's really small and it's hard for you to be able to get up to the mountain. So when you try to go up to the mountain, you're not gonna make it. I had tried it with one of my friends, and we tried to go up to the mountain on a small sedan. We made it halfway up the hill, and then the car just stalled and just stopped, and we couldn't go anymore. He floored it to the bottom, and the car just stayed there. We won't move, so he just stuck there. So we didn't make it up. So with this, so far, I have been to quite a few villages, and didn't have any problems being on the just not even have to use my full power or anything. It just takes me right up and everything else. So I didn't have issues going up the mountain, and so that was one thing good about it. And I love this the mat and everything else that they install on here. It's a mess right now. I know my wife's gonna be like looking at this. She's gonna be like, man, you live in a mess. I just got my car cleaned a couple days ago, and everything else is not like America, so it gets look. I just got it detailed, clean, and everything else, and that's a few days ago. But just going up to the mountain or just standing on the ground here. Look at the ground here. I'll show you. It's not concrete, so this is actually a little better. But if you go across the street, right there, those are all dirt roads. So when you step on it, you're gonna get right back in there. It's gonna be muddy. But yeah. So you want to show you guys Gus, and then you guys know a little bit about, the cars and everything else. I really, as far as comparing to like the way this an American car, like the one that's an American made, the one that is not American made, but the one that is sent to America, I felt that this is more plasticky, like the material inside. You know what I mean? Like everything feels, it felt like it's leather, but overall everything else felt very plasticky, and it felt a lot more cheaply made than versus the one in America. But I said, you can't go wrong with a Toyota, right? When you're getting a car and stuff, you can't go wrong with a Toyota. A Toyota would, the name and the reputation of Toyota. It's a reliable car. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I hope you guys follow my journey and continue to follow with me and continue to pray for me and pray with me. For those of you a part of this journey, please continue to pray for us as we'll continue to trying to grow and take roots as we are doing that now. But for now, for today, God bless y'all.